Okay, everybody, we're back for the next video. This is all gonna be mostly $25 buy-in, no limit hold'em. A couple of these tables are pretty bad, and it took me a long time to get on them, so I'm gonna be probably switching out tables here in a bit as soon as the better ones come open. But in the meantime, we'll play. I had raised this here. Now, both of these guys don't really fold the continuation bets, and this is just not helping us at all here, so we're just gonna check fold. Now this guy raises. We'll call, see what happens. Now he bets here. We don't have a lot of hands on him, but it doesn't appear that he continues, so if he checks to us on the turn, then we're gonna bet. And in this kind of spot, half pot is usually good enough. So this guy raises and this guy calls. Ace king here, I don't, even though this guy's kind of short, I don't have hardly any hands on him. I just get a flat here and see what happens. I know a lot of people love to raise ace king, but I'm not really a big fan of ace king at all. It's a good hand, of course, but it's only as good as what you can get with it, or your opponent doesn't get, and you can bluff them off. Now everyone just checks. This guy called. He's pretty tight call open, so he's got to have some kind of pocket pair here. We just pretty much have to give up. We have, no flush draw, no anything. Again, I like raising king, queen under the gun. And here's another good steal hand. See, I'm pretty sure this guy has some kind of, you know, sevens, eights. I have no idea what this guy has. So, anyways, it's of no consequence to us. We're just gonna fold. And on this flop, it's pretty nasty. He doesn't fold a continuation bet, so we're just gonna give up pretty much here. In this kind of spot, when the blinds are not very loose and I don't know. See the difference between these two tables? This guy folds. They don't 3-bet very much. This one, both of these guys 3-bet 7% of the time from the blinds. I'm just better off getting rid of my sixes here. And of course, on this table, if I would have raised here, I probably would have taken it down, it looks like. And on this table, I get looked up by everyone. But, that's how it goes sometimes. And, there's not really much we can do. This guy's squeeze percent is 0, so he obviously has something. Here we go. Now everyone's, fairly aggressive. Let's just check and see if we can get some action going. And here, I have the ace, but there's 3 other guys in the pot. I'm just gonna check it. I know that this flush draws here, but just let's see what everyone else does first. I think is the best way to go about that. And this table I'm gonna close because it's about done anyways. So it looks like we're starting to get some action here. It's this guy's not very aggressive, so most likely he has an ace here. Let's let him try and hopefully bet again. And we'll just come along here. Here, this guy, I think that we could probably check because he's fairly aggressive and he folds a lot of continuation bets. And, this is pretty much what we like now. We can just shove. Now, like I said, he's pretty aggressive, so we're just going to call him even though that king's ugly. But now that river is nice. If this guy has, any kind of, he kind of has to fold there, and we'll just call. And he got lucky. Well, he had a lot of outs, I guess. But let's go back here. What it is? Oh, he had ace king. So, that almost worked out perfectly. If we could have gotten that other $10, it would have been great. But I don't think, there was flush draws on the board, straight draws on the board. Just wasn't a good board to not shove there. So now here we get this guy. Looks like he's pretty aggressive. This guy calls a lot. This is a good squeeze opportunity, especially since both of these guys are short. So we can just get it all in. And they both flat call. Then this board's just terrible. When you're this short, flat calling is just not really a good play. He should have either folded or just shoved. And if he shoved there, I mean, I'd call, but if I had ace jack or ace queen, which I could have been squeezing with too, I would have folded probably. Now these guys check. They both check. They could have a weaker king. They could have the same hand as me. I just think this guy has to have. I think one of them has to have some kind of pocket pair. I'm not gonna call. They're just not post flop aggressive at all. Oh, we had to. I'm gonna open up some $50 buy-in tables right now. Sorry for the overlap. Like I was saying, these $25 table, 11% seeing the flop is just, I want to get off these tables. I've been on this table for 114 hands and I'm pretty much even. That's generally what happens on these tight tables like that. Not really any point on staying. Now here, both of these guys 70% fold to continuation to steals and 100% fold to steals. So we're definitely stealing here. And it works. Getting off this table too. This guy limps in a lot. Queen 10 suited. Pretty good hand. I like isolating here. And none of these guys, you know, this is the guy that three bets the most at 4%. I'll take my chances. I'll erase this because it's pretty much a six-handed game right there. I'll close that. So here we go. We have a really good flop here now. This guy doesn't fold to continuation bets a lot. I kind of like one of two things since this guy's so short stacked here. Either shoving or checking. You know, in this case, I'm just going to check. And then let's see what he does here. If he checks, and I'm probably going to just do like a pot size bet. He's not check raising at all, so. And he calls. You know, I could have checked that back, I guess, but. And you know, when this happens, he has it. You know, I shouldn't have probably bet so much on the turn. I probably should have just checked it back. But for whatever reason, I thought he was going to fold. But you know, looking at stats, even though it's only one hand, he looks pretty passive. Probably has. I don't know if he had a king there or not. I don't think he did, but. Who knows? So yeah, we're gonna bring in some $50 buy-in tables. Just because they're a little bit looser right now. And you know, we want to get some action going for these videos, so this one, you know, I had said before I wanted to make this $10, then a $25, and then a $50, three different videos, but the way this is looking out, it's pretty much the $10 video was mostly $25 tables, and now the $25 video is going to be mostly $50 tables, so that's just what happens sometimes. But you got to play the tables that are the loosest. Table selection is definitely important. Alright, so going back to things, you know, this guy limps in. Obviously, we're going to isolate. Okay, that should be good for now. The tables, I won't be moving any more out. So this guy doesn't fold the continuation bets a lot, and he's severely short stacked. He doesn't check raise, but I don't think that there's really any value in betting here. So we're just gonna check. And still, we're pretty much just going to check this down and hope that our ace is good. He's not aggressive. He's just, if he had a 5, he's going to call here. So we're not getting him off this hand. Whatever he has. You might have an ace with a, ace 7, ace 6. Yeah. Nice when I can call him, right? I like raising ace 6 here. These guys like the 3-bet and they don't fold that much. I'm just gonna fold. I, could have limped in, but that's just not a good. Like I said before, if you're gonna be the first one to come into a pot, raise or fold. So I just folded there. And again, I might raise here, but I just don't think I'm going to this time. I don't know. So this guy min raises here. I don't have much of any information on him at all, but he's short stacked, and we have a pretty decent hand. And when he checks this to us here, we have nothing on this board. If I had any piece of this, I'd be betting, but I'm going to check, and if he checks again on the turn, I'm going to bet and try and take it. Even though that's a hideous board. I don't know. I think we should just check any card other than that, and I would have bet, but that's just nasty. And we got to fold. So that didn't work out too well. So this guy right here, I have a pretty good amount of history with, and as you can see, 8%. He loves the 3-bet, especially on the button and the blinds. So against guys like this, you know how I had said before that you should either be raising or folding. Well, here I wouldn't be doing either anyway, but I like to take a lot more passive route against him since he is that aggressive. So I just generally like to limp and check and call and let him do all the betting. Basically trapping, aggressive guys like that. The best way to extract the most amount of money out of them is usually just to trap them. And when you get, if you have ace queen and there's ace on the board and he's betting, 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 it could get scary, but you just pretty much have to call him down. And and most times you're going to be good. This guy is just insanely tight. So this guy raises 4% of his hand. So anytime he raises, you just might as well fold, unless you have queens or better. Not much going on right now. I might just split up this video into 2 parts since I'm, playing half 25 and half 50 anyways, because there's not many more tables that are good, that are open. I could probably add in, here's, it's kind of not very good though, but So I hope these videos have been pretty, entertaining, informative so far. We've gotten into a couple of good spots. And I have, how many hands do we got saved here? We got 5. So, actually, we might have more. Oh, here, this guy, whenever anyone posts and you have anything halfway decent, just pot bet it. It's one of the just stupid mistake to do. Not even a mistake, just a stupid thing to do, because I know that people that do that don't view it as a mistake. But it's just like, come on. I'm gonna check. He's not aggressive at all, so if he bets here, we know he hit a piece of it and we can just give it up. This is the same guy from the other table. We'll just check again. Playing against guys like this, it's not really any point to betting because unless you have like something, because he's not gonna fold if he has anything. But even if he had like a 2 or a 3, he'd be calling the whole time, which is good when you actually have something. So when you actually have something against guys like this, you should just, especially when he's so short stacked, just put them all in. I don't know much about this guy. He seems fairly aggressive. Normally I'd be stealing here, but well, I'm been kind of weak. Let's just do that. And there we go. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get off this table and then I'm going to stop the video and get the better table up. So hopefully we can get a little bit more action going. And then we'll start the third one. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Actually, since it's so slow, I'm just going to stop here. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Thank you.